and winter is coming.
Hey, welcome to Half the Battle, and welcome back to Winter is Coming! We're continuing our look at the Arctic Assault Team from 2008, and today we're gonna talk about the only original character in the set. Though character may be a bit of a euphemism here. Meet the Snow Serpent Officer. This figure was, redundant to say, but still, released in 2008 with no original body parts. Yeah, the entire mold is that of the 2008 Snow Serpent, so we can't really look at this figure without looking at the Snow Serpents from the same year. So let's do just that! Meet the 2008 Snow Serpent. This figure was released in... Yeah, I'm gonna stop doing that. The head, hands, lower legs and feet are all original. The rest is from a Snake Eyes figure. This toy was released carded. Also, meet the 2008 Snow Serpents that came with the Arctic Assault set. These figures are identical to the carded version, with one very small exception. The goggles are slightly, and I mean very slightly, more shiny, and one of them did have different accessories. So now you've met the Snow Serpent Officer, Snow Serpent, and Snow Serpent.
Colonel? Colonel?
Colonels?
Colonel?
What, seriously?
And these are all really nice figures. They are an awesome update of the originals, and the only reason they didn't make my best modern figures list is because of the height difference. Last time I bring that up today, I swear! The officer is set apart by his color scheme. His fur bits are brown instead of light gray, his mask is blue instead of black, and his goggles are yellow instead of blue. Now, while this does look cool, I can't help but think it's a mistake for somebody who's in Arctic camouflage. I mean, he does have a bright yellow spot on the place you really don't want bullets to go. He shares most of his accessories with the Snow Serpent figure. He's got the same backpack and iconic missile launcher that attaches to it, as well as the snowshoes, of course. The only difference is that instead of an AK-47, he's got a small machine gun. Oh, and technically the fur shoulder pads are an accessory too, as you can remove them, providing you take off the head first. But these figures look rather silly, what with their long thin necks without them, so I just consider the things part of the figure. You get that a lot with these modern figures. Clothing that can be removed, but why the hell would you want to, especially when it's often a pain in the ass to do so, and the figures end up looking stupid. Now, one of the Snow Serpents that came in the set had identical accessories to the carded version. The other, however, is a bit different. He's the heavy weapons specialist, so he has a missile launcher, as well as a different backpack with 4 missiles and a shotgun. Strangely enough, he didn't have the classic missile launcher. By the way, G.I.Joe.com seems to have these two mixed up, as they put the accessories of the heavy weapons guy with the regular trooper. Probably because the box art screwed this up too. Which doesn't make much sense, so, you may want to fix that. It's nice that they gave all the Snow Serpents some variety in accessories, while keeping them similar looking enough to have a cohesive unit. They all have slightly more articulation than classic figures, since they have ankle joints and double-jointed knees, though their head movement is reduced due to the shoulder pads. Picking a favorite here is difficult, because they all have the same mold, and the Snow Serpents are a really nice update of the original figure. But I'm still gonna have to go with the officer, since it is a brand new character and looks a bit more fresh and different. Overall, these really are a very well done group of toys. Kudos! With that, it's time to look at the characters, which means the file cards, more or less. I mean, there's also the box, but I already gave you the skinny on that last week. Though I will add, everybody got some nice and sometimes unique artwork representing their character. Let's start with the officer, since, his name is the title of this episode. Most of his file card has pretty much the same information as the original Snow Serpents, though things get moved around a bit. The original mentions cold weather and airborne training. The officer card specifies they have to do a high-altitude, low-opening skydive in a blizzard, ski 50 miles with a heavy backpack, and so forth. The original file card mentions these feats too, but not as part of their training. But this is what every Snow Serpent has to do just to become a member of the Corps. To become an officer, they must survive for 3 weeks in a polar region, starting with nothing but an ice pick and snow goggles. Okay, I'm gonna assume here that they also get their clothes. Because nobody survives naked in a polar region more than 5 seconds. Okay, except maybe Brock Lesnar. The officer also has a quote. "The only thing colder than an Arctic night is the blood in my veins. Cold as ice, no mercy." Oh, my cup runneth over. I've got like 3 different jokes I could make here, and I don't know which one to pick. Screw it, you're getting all 3. Cold as ice, no mercy.
I'm afraid that my condition has left me cold to your pleas of mercy.
Cold as ice, no mercy.
Ice, ice, baby.
Cold as ice, no mercy.
You're as cold as ice.
Anyway, as far as the 2 Snow Serpents go, one is called a Polar Combat Specialist, and his file card adds they are happier in extreme conditions. They prefer it to warm weather or doing regular military stuff like parades. This file card is the only one of the 3 that mentions their assignment at the Arctic Weapons Base. Which is fair enough, and no reason to get too redundant here. The other one, the Heavy Weapons Specialist, is tasked mostly with destroying tanks and is very, very good at it. No danger of the cold getting in the way of his job. He loves doing it, as he can see the results of his work. A big bang blowing a tank apart. By the way, the officer's file card is the only one that mentions all Snow Serpents or former eels who get extra training. The eels were the best of the Cobra Frogmen, so Snow Serpents are the best of the best, making the officer the best of the best of the best. Yeah, that's getting a little bit ridiculous. You can only go up so far before you're essentially Captain America. Well, evil snow Captain America anyway. Honestly, you should look up these 3 file cards online. They paint a really great picture of what it's like to be Snow Serpents. And those were the Snow Serpents and their officer. And they really, really nailed it with these figures. They are awesome, well-detailed and articulated updates of the original. And, of course, you need these guys if you're building an Arctic assault team. Next week, we'll be taking a look at the last 3 figures from this set. And we'll also be ranking all 7 of them from worst to best, to see which one of these toys ends up on the Iron Throne as greatest Arctic assault figure. I'll see you next time, everybody, and hey, why not like, share, and subscribe if that's your thing.